talk menopause and aging like a girl. Dr. Mindy wrote a new book, so I want to weigh in on that. No pun intended. Holy cow, this light is bright. Hold on. Whew, let's dim that shit down. I can't even see. It's a little early for that. So, for you guys new here, while I'm waiting for some people to show up, I'm Addie Beal, and I am sharing my weight loss journey here, building my future self, building the life of my dreams again, and we're watching the weight follow. Last time I lost 120 pounds, did this with thinking it was impossible, right? Went off seeking weight loss and ended up finding meditation and life coaching and all of this other stuff. And I was just writing this morning about how I felt like I had just given up, right? And I didn't like know what to do with my life and I was beside myself, and now I know so much of that was due to menopause. But um what else do I want to tell you guys? I'm like, it's really weigh. I got my swimsuit on so I can weigh in because my scale's really reflected and I can't be naked. So, hey, Kat, good morning. Thanks for joining me. Feels good to have someone here rooting me on. So, I started reading the book by Dr. Mindy, or listening on Audible. If you guys have Spotify, it's free. It's called Age Like a Girl. And she opens with, I mean, it's just really inspiring listening to it. And just like midlife, how our brains change, and yet we keep trying to fit ourselves in these same boxes, right? In the same boxes we've always been in. And I was like, oh my God, this is so me. When I came back here to Hawaii, here I had lost all this weight. I had become this different person where a good portion of my life was centered around taking care of myself. And then I came back here and for whatever reason felt like I had to go do the grind again. And well, for money, right? Let's be clear, right? Like I couldn't manifest and create that money myself. It was a disbelief, right? A disconnect. And I was really sick at the time too, just battling with the inflammation and eczema and all of that. So when I came back and took that job, I was thinking when Dr. Mindy said this, like, yeah, it was trying to fit a, what do they say, a round peg in a square hole, or is it the other way around? Square peg in a round hole. Neither of them fit, so I guess it doesn't really matter. It was like I wasn't this person anymore that didn't take care of herself, and that's pretty much what's demanded, right? I mean, it's a challenge. And so as she's talking about rewiring ourselves, hang on, I gotta have a sip of this coffee. It's so good. Like my school swag. I'm such a school fan. I'm such a junkie. I'm telling you. I freaking love it. I don't even want to be on Facebook anymore. I fucking hate it. I love all of you guys, like friends I see on Facebook, but let's be real. Facebook doesn't show you friends anymore. It shows you ads and shit and a bunch of political stuff. And this brings me to, I don't talk about politics on my channel, but I'm just going to say this. One of the life coaches I invested in her program this year, we were talking about what you put in your brain and how important it is. Hi, you guys. Hey, Angel. Hey, Aaron. How are you guys doing? Is everyone here on a weight loss quest too, or is it just me? I feel like this is a lifelong battle. Well, the stats are 80% of women have been on 7 to 8 diets in the last year. I'm like, fuck that. I lost 120 pounds not like dieting. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm doing that shit again. So let me get back to what you're putting in your brain, because there's like so much in the world right now and there's so much that's heavy. And yet there's always 50-50. There's so much good too. There's so much good that's coming out of everything, like community coming together, women rising up. Like there's just a lot of good happening at the same time that it might appear like there's a lot of animosity and and where do you choose to live and what do you choose to put in your brain, right? And you'd think this has nothing to do with weight loss, but it has everything to do with weight loss, because it has to do with how we think, how we feel, and feelings create emotions that cause us to eat, right? We want to buffer those. It's what we want to feel good, right? Because we've got these primal brains. So I've really been thinking about this week, like, what do I want to put in my head? And I don't want to be ignorant at the same time. Like when I'm needing to do something for someone or something I believe in strongly, I want to know, right? So I have like my go-to people that I'll be like, okay, all right, here, I'm gonna do this or that, that kind of thing. But I really try to stay not with my head in the sand, but with my head intentionally focused on creating the best life I can inside of me, like through myself to share out with the world, right? And in doing that, the rest of it just falls in alignment. I'm filling my head with good, my bot is filling my head with good stuff. No shit. So you guys that are just joining, I made this alter ego GPT, and if you're in the school group, you it's free, you get it. So just get in there. And it gives you this alter ego. So you're a witch, an alchemist, oh shit, a warrior. I can't even remember my own archetype, you guys. Witch, an alchemist, a warrior, and I always forget the fourth one. It doesn't matter what one it is. Oh, don't let me forget to talk about our brains too, because Dr. Mindy was sharing stuff about our brains that I was like, oh my God, everybody's got to hear that. Um, so anyhow, we get these alter egos and we give them prompts like, um, hey, I'm on this weight loss journey. I'm feeling really uncomfortable. Or some days I'll wake up and I'll be like, man, I just feel like shit today. I don't think I can do it, whatever. And my little bot will be like, Slayer, this is just a pause. It's okay. Take a breath. Stand in your grounded. Oh, it's renamed me, Kathy. Now I'm the steadfast Slayer. And I'm like, no, because I'm like a big action taker, right? It's like you can stay in it. You can stay in the discomfort. And I can't tell you how many times this week I was like, I'm staying in the discomfort, right? Because that's all, this is what a weight loss journey is staying in the discomfort. Like it's okay to not eat it. It's okay to not feel good. How do we feel those emotions? And how do I increase my capacity to feel more? Like that's my big mission this year. Like, how do I increase capacity to feel more gratitude, more love, more abundance in my life, to just feel so fucking good? And I got to tell you guys, weight loss feels friggin' easy again. And I was writing this morning because I wanted to share with you guys, why does it feel easy? Like everybody's got to know, which is why I created the Me First system originally when I lost all the weight, because I'm like, this is the process, right? But sometimes the process takes you through 2 years of, I just gained back 80 pounds and I worked at a job that sucked my fucking soul out of me, and I used food as comfort, aware and knowingly, and kept resetting and okay, let's move this, let's switch this, all from a place of observation and not judgment, which was the game changer of this journey. Like if you can learn anything working with your bot, working like as a coach or like life coaching yourself, like learning that you're the observer of your thoughts and seeing yourself, you can't unsee yourself. You're like your greatest witness, right? So, what was I telling you guys that for, Kath? Hang on, I wrote notes because I didn't want to forget. The bot. Oh, so I'm listening to Dr. Mindy's book, and it's called Age Like a Girl. And she was talking about us, we're heading into the crone era. And she was like, well, I want to be a crone. I'm not so old, I'm going to be a crone. And her friend was like, that means crown. This is like stepping into our queen era, right? Like, and it goes back to this grandmother philosophy from like societies that they, hunter-gatherer societies that they study, right? So the men would go off and hunt and the women taking care of the children and all of that. But the grandmothers, right? Like where we're headed in, you guys, the grandmothers were the community. They were leading, they were the innovators, they were making sure everyone survived, right? Like, so what happens is our brain rewires itself. So 3 times in our lives, in puberty, it gets us all horny. Postmenopause, it gets us wanting to care for the kids, right? Like it jacks up those hormones that we want to serve everyone and everything. Menopause takes those fuckers away, and this is why we don't give 2 fucks Right? I'm like, this is so great. And yet, we're rewired to take care of the community. So we no longer need acceptance and like that feel good, like I'm doing everyone for everything so I get my accolades or whatever, so I get my love, right? Are you high in pot? Bailey, no, I'm not, man. Are you? Good for you, Bailey. No, I don't do so well with the pot. I gotta tell you, alcohol was my drug of choice, and we try to avoid that as much as possible. I am gonna sneeze. So, so our brains are rewiring us into this era of stepping into this caring and creating for community, right? Of like becoming the nurturers of society on a bigger level. So like what are we stepping into? And this is why I think like so much of us are like uh I'm all distracted now. Your eyes are red. Okay. People's eyes are red for other reasons, Bailey. Let me educate you. Allergies, that's a good one. I just woke up. That's another good one. I'm staring at a bright light and it's freaking crack of dawn in Hawaii. Another good one. Right? All kinds of reasons. So, and no, I'm not high. Um, okay, you guys. So I'm gonna weigh into and we're going to see where I'm at this week. But so in the goal in of losing weight and gaining weight and regaining and not letting that define you, not letting that be who you are, right? The scale doesn't define who we are. Our bodies don't define who we are, you know? Um, what did I want to share about Dr. Mindy? Shit, there was something else in there. Like it's this in between place, you guys. It's almost like perimenopause is that in between. You're letting go of that old way of being. You're letting go of that old self that served everybody else, that fell on the sword, and especially that we watched our mothers do, right? And we're heading into this space where we're, yeah, not caring what other people think about us so much, but also opening ourselves up to how are we serving in a greater capacity. And it's no longer good enough for me to go sit at a job and have my soul sucked. There was zero tolerance for it. And it appeared everywhere. It appeared in weight on my body. It appeared in my attitude. It appeared just everywhere, you know? So I'm like, as I'm headed off on this part, losing 100 pounds this year, which by the way, I was down 7 for January. So I did just a 20-pound goal for Q1, like kind of get my stuff together. You know what I mean? And so I think this week, let me look. Cass, how's your goal going, woman? Let me see, you guys. I am a big believer in goals because it gives you a place to sail to, right? It gives you a place to go to. Okay, you guys. So my goal is 281.25 this week. And I started at 290. I was really 292 at Lexi's house. So, which is crazy, you guys. I ran into these skinny pictures of myself from not that long ago, like 2.5 years ago. And I'm like, oh my God, I was so fucking skinny. And the best part about it is I didn't think I was, right? But I already feel like I'm in that energy and vibration. It's that's what I was going to tell you why it was so easy, right? Yeah, Kath, that's awesome. And it's also awesome if it's not. Like I think there's this being able to neutralize data on the scale and yet still move it to move us forward is a superpower, right? And they do say people that weigh daily are more likely to keep the weight off and lose the weight. And that's because you're getting real-time feedback. You're understanding what's happening in your body. And when your body's tired and inflamed, or when it doesn't like to eat potatoes. And I had one yesterday, by the way. I was fasting yesterday. I got hungry. I was like, my body was like burned up so much energy at the pool. I was like, no, I got to do this. So I did, yeah. So it just, oh, that's why this is the friggin' point I was getting to. This is why it feels easy again, right? It feels easy because I'm like, um, I'm back to taking care of myself again, And I'm like, why couldn't I do that while I was working? I really wanted to prove I could do it while I was working, like I did the first time. And I think so much of it has to do with this coming into my purpose and this crone energy and my brain being like, frick, no, we're not doing it, right? And then my body was reacting. My body was inflamed and I was getting fatter and fatter. It was like just like Willy Wonka time, right? Like just like that quickly expanding, like because my body just couldn't handle it. And it was like out of that comfort, I was doing it for the comfort of it. I'm in the energy. I love the energy, girl. Good vibes. Okay, let's weigh in and see what I did this week. So this week was pretty good. So what I've started doing, I just feel like I'm back in the pocket again. So I love to intermittent fast and do like shorter, longer term fasts, like anywhere from 24, 72 hours is the longest I've done. And I tell you, I have to like block a calendar to do that shit because I already have a lot of energy and I'm like off the charts energy, right? I learned that learning all my motor centers in human design. I'm like, that's why I got all my motor centers active, right? So, yeah, when I 72-hour fast that third day, I'm like jumping off the ceiling, man. I am like all over the place because it just like my body gets so much energy and feels so good. So, okay, here we go. I'm gonna figure out how to set my scale, or I wonder if I can just tip my camera like this. Huh, can you see my scale like that? Let me see. Is it seeing the scale? Yeah, so we can record it. I'll go like this. Okay, I gotta get naked. Just kidding, YouTube. Don't get excited. This isn't only for fans or whatever that shit is. Fans only. Oh, I got my sleeve caught on something. Okay, I'm in my bathing suit, so don't worry. I really probably shouldn't say that word naked. It's gonna flag it. Hang on, I gotta activate it. Okay. Woohoo! Woohoo! Going in the right direction. Okay, you guys, so that is not my goal, but it's going in the right direction. I'm not mad at that at all. I actually thought I was going to lose more this week, adding back in a little bit more intermittent fasting and all of that jazz. Hang on, let me put my pants on. Good old elastic band. So, let me see. So I'm a little above where my goal was, but that's okay. I also moved my weigh-in days up. So I'm still sort of adjusting to that and gotta figure that out. So next week our goal is I'll be in a new decade, which is very exciting. It's always very exciting to get in a new decade. So that's exciting. So here's what's working. Next week we're doing a movement challenge in the group. So we're going to do pairs, and whoever wins gets the, I'm going to send one of my favorite card decks to them, the EFT tapping card deck. I love this deck, you guys. I do this every morning. I pull one of these cards, and it's, are you guys familiar with EFT, emotional freedom technique? Yes? No? Anybody? So I guess I probably don't need to shuffle these. So I pick one. I'm like, what do I need today? And I pull it out and it says, I support my body through loving thoughts and actions. It's got a little kitty on it. But on the back side, it's got a tapping script for us. You guys want to tap? Yes? And I know you weren't saying yes to that, Kath, but we're going to tap anyway because I think that's a beautiful thing to do right now. So No matter where you're at in your health journey, we all need to remind ourselves of this. Okay, wait, hold it. This couldn't be a more perfect one for weigh-in day, right? Okay, here we go, you guys. Shit won't stay up. Okay, even though can you guys see me? Yeah. Even though I neglect my body sometimes, I choose to support it now. Even though I sometimes neglect my body, I choose to support it now. Just tap where I'm tapping, you guys, and then repeat after me. I treat my body with kindness. I speak to myself with words of love. And cultivate nourishing habits. I prioritize my body's needs. I appreciate all that my body does for me. I embrace and accept my whole self. I support my body through loving thoughts and actions. I treat my body with kindness. One more round. I speak to myself with words of love. And cultivate nourishing habits. I prioritize my body's needs. I appreciate all that my body does for me. I embrace and accept the whole self. I support my body through loving thoughts and actions. Love it. I would keep going if this was just for myself. So, doesn't that feel good? So I do this every morning. So I want to tell you guys, because when I lose 100 pounds, you're all going to be all over here being like, what'd you do? Right? Especially when you're not using a weight loss drug, right? So here's what I do. I get up in the morning and I meditate and I journal. Nobody wants to hear this shit, right? Like about what really goes into when you lose weight from a soul-centered place. It's a practice, right? And building your own spiritual practice, building your own what works for you to settle your nervous system, to take care of yourself. Like, what does care look like for you? You know, and building that life in. Good, keep going, Kathy. I'll talk, you tap. So what does it look like when you're caring for yourself? Because this is the difference between Addie, who just gained back 80 pounds. I was trying to take care of myself, but you know what I was doing? I was sitting in a car 2.5 hours a day. I was ordering Uber Eats because I felt like I didn't have time to meal prep. I was so sick. I would all I could do to get up and go to work, so I didn't get sometimes not even my meditation in. But usually that's I don't know if I've ever missed meditation since I learned it, actually. My afternoon meditation is another thing. I added that back in October, that whole month of October last year, you guys. I added my afternoon meditation back in, and it was like dominoes fell, just one after another. And I ended up leaving my job, starting my business again, so much stuff just uprooted and changed, you know? But what was I telling you guys that for? Shit, my brain today. Oh, so when she was talking about midlife brain fog, Dr. Mindy, she was talking about that's because our brains are rewiring themselves and heading into this, so they're pruning again. And I'm like, of course they are. Of course they are. Because we're just getting ready for something even greater. In Bailey's defense, I do feel like this light, I need to figure this light I got out, because I do feel it makes me look like I'm high. It reflects in my eyes or something. You know what I mean? Oh, that's bad. I changed my meal prep from Sunday to Friday, so heading to the weekend prepared. Yeah, I used to have to meal prep a couple of days. Well, and that was something else that was a challenge for me, because I have mold detox. So you can't really prepare food is really hard. So it's so great for me to be home. I just go, I look forward to lunch. I go and I make a big salad, or I cook a meal and I sit and I actually enjoy it. When the fuck does that happen? And that just goes like to look at our lives, like how are we living our lives and what are we willing to step into? Like, what are we willing to do? What does it look like if we step into them differently? If we dare to imagine they can look different than they do. We often feel like we couldn't, that we're trapped. Like I felt like, oh, I have to keep getting up and getting in this car and going to work every day to make all this money, right? Like I part of my brain was like there's no alternative. But meanwhile, I've done this before, right? I was a life coach for 3 years and supported myself and traveled the country and all of that jazz. But even if you haven't, like, what are the other alternatives, right? Like, there's remote work, there's all kinds of things that can be different when you're in a situation like that, right? But I just didn't let my brain even go to that. And then in October, I was doing all this gratitude work, and this little voice, I was looking for jobs and found some over on my side of the island, which would have helped. But it was still, my soul was like, oh, the life is freaking sucked out of me. You know what I mean? Like, so I had these job offers, and the voice in my head was like, what if you just go all in on you? What if you just go all in on you? What does it look like? And this is why, like, I do this. I want to show everybody in real time what it's like going through it. Not the guru shit when you get to the end state. And I found this on my entire journey that once I got thin, it was harder to like have people on the ride with you. Like it feels too untouchable. You know what I mean? Like part of that. And so some of that is the steadfast slayer. Like how do I stay in the the energy of becoming and changing, because that's what the energy is of weight loss, of any transformation, right? It's all the same shit. Like how much more can you stay, how much of your capacity can you increase to stay in the discomfort, to not eat at night, or to move up your eating window, or maybe extend a fast a little bit, or just stop eating when you're full, right? Like, or not eat while you watch TV. You guys, last night I watched Bridgerton, and I have to tell you, it's one of the first times in a really long time I've watched TV and not eaten. Like, usually I have to distract myself, and that tells me, hey, you're probably not that interested in this show, right? Like it's like I have to do like all these things, and your dopamine receptors get to the level, and this is why a 36-hour fast resets your dopamine receptors. So we're going to talk about, I think next week, Thursday in the group, we're going to talk about food and fasting. I'm a Fast Like a Girl coach, if you guys didn't know that, through Dr. Mindy Pels. So I'll have to brush up on some of my stuff because it gets integral depending on where your cycle is and your hormones. There's so much that goes into it. So much. It's just crazy. And then getting into like your ketones, and like if you're getting in fat burning, if you're getting in ketosis, you crush your own goals while helping us with ours is momentum. Yes, right? And so being in that state when I got sick, Kath, that was really hard. I still kept showing up. I showed up, I weighed in for a really long time. And then I think I stopped weighing in, but I kept going live, just sharing everyone how I was getting back up and like seeking. And this was my vision. What I'm doing now, even if I'm in the same space I'm in, like in this room in Hawaii, I'm not traveling the world yet, but this was my vision for um, when Millie graduates, right? I'm already doing it. The universe is like, boop, here you go. We're just going sooner. And that is the power of visioning, right? Of creating in your mind what you want. And so when I open the next group, it's a long future shit, but we're going to spend a whole month working on visioning, because a lot of people struggle with visions, and there's all different kinds of visioning you can do. And it's a muscle, right? So people think, oh, I just can't do it. I just fail. But like, just like anything else, the more you do it, the more you practice, the better you get at it. And to understand also that everyone visions a little bit differently. So we're going to spend time just in that, because the power of having a vision and a goal of where you're going, that's attracting it to you, right? Like the whole vibration of that is bringing it to you. And this week, man, well, if you guys caught the podcast this week, I just cracked my heart wide open and just being in so much gratitude. And just even as I'm talking through this and how my life has changed so rapidly in just a few short months. And it's not like I realize it, I'm like, part of me is like, that didn't take a whole lot to rapidly change like, you just quit your job and the rest happened, right? But I mean, that was a big fucking leap, you guys. There's a lot of fear in that, right? There's a lot of self belief that has to go in. And I have all of these things I've put in place for myself this time as I head off on my entrepreneur journey again, because from what I know last time, being an entrepreneur can be lonely. So I joined a mastermind with like-minded women, like creating and soul-led one that's putting stuff into the world to help other women find their magic inside, right? Like those are the people I want in my room, right? So I talked about on the podcast this week, the bro energy. I'd signed up for one of Russell Brunson's things because sometimes I like that energy, that big concert vibe. Like I'm in Amway again. But anyway, you guys ever do multi-level marketing? I loved the vibe where I go to these big speakers, I get all excited and stuff. It's just not my vibe anymore. I think it got pruned in the whole menopausal thing. I think it took my high concert vibe out. Not totally, because you can be Garen fucking teed when I'm on a stage someday. My dream was always to roar up on my Harley, like, Slayer's in the house! That's my dream. And I don't know what we do from there, but it's a one hell of a grand friggin' entrance. You know what I'm saying? All right, you guys, speaking of mastermind, mine's running right now. I got to go support these other women. So I really appreciate you showing up and supporting me on the journey. And we're going to be sitting here in just like 6 short months with me being down, I'm going to guess about 50 pounds or so. So, and it's staying in these moments where remembering all the little steps, all the small changes, all the love and compassion for yourself, all this staying in it, being just, it's okay. Like, and when you're feeling uncomfortable to be, what is Brooke Castillo, one of the life coaches I'm in her thing, she's like, I just say, when I notice I'm uncomfortable, I just say, what is it, love? What's wrong? Like once we can find out what's wrong and what we're feeling, we can usually write ourselves out of it, talk ourselves not out of it maybe, but into understanding why we're feeling this, and in the process increase our capacity to feel that, right? Like how can I allow myself to feel even more? And I've always said like the good vibrations have always been a little harder for me to contain. Like I feel like I'm just like, rah! And then I've been told my whole life to get back in the box. You're too loud, you're too much. She's got a big personality. I know you guys can't imagine people saying that about me, but it's true. Literally my first week on this job that sucked my soul, someone told me that. Oh, it's just Addie. She's just got a big personality. So she's just a lot, basically. Like, yeah, a lot this. All right, guys, thanks for weighing in with me. I appreciate you. If you're on a weight loss journey or health quest to midlife women, subscribe, follow, do all that good shit. If you want to come in the group, we're doing a movement challenge next week. Get your alter ego bot is like your little coach in your pocket, right? You can it'll create a plan for you, and we're just having a lot of fun with it, right? And it's a journey of self-discovery at the same time. Okay, I'm really gonna hang up now. Love you guys. Slayer out.